Hey, welcome to episode 28. The more I do these episodes, the more I realize there is so much I can talk about as it relates to insulin resistance as I recount all the things that have changed since I realized that insulin resistance was such a thing. Have you ever looked back and realized I didn't even know I felt bad until I felt better? That was my thing. Like, I didn't know how bad I felt until I felt better. Most people think my story is about weight loss. It isn't. It started with my brain. I couldn't remember if I had just put lotion on my face. I would start wondering, did I already do that? Then, as I began changing the way I ate, something incredible happened. The brain fog lifted, my memory improved, I had more energy. But something else happened I never expected. The itching disappeared. Not just itchy skin, my eyes, even my private areas. I had lived with all of those symptoms for so long that I thought they were normal. Or maybe it was my lotion or my detergent or my soap or even allergies. I had no idea that my body was trying to communicate with me. Today, we're going to talk about 5 surprising symptoms that can sometimes be connected to insulin resistance and blood sugar regulations. Symptoms most people never even associate with metabolic health. If you're tired of sugar cravings, brain fog, fatigue, and all the conflicting health and diet advice, and you just want to know what's happening inside of your body, you're in the right place. I'm TaShawn Davis, holistic health coach, registered nurse, and metabolic health educator. I help you break sugar cravings through balanced blood sugar so you can take your health back naturally. So grab your favorite sugar-free drink, pop in those earbuds, and let's learn how to work with our body and not against it. Before we jump in, I want to personally invite you to something special. On Sunday, July 12th, I'll be teaching a free in person seminar called Could Your Diabetes Be Reversible? We'll be at the Alafaya Branch Library in Orlando, Florida, and we'll also live stream the event on Facebook. If you have prediabetes, type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance, fatty liver, or you simply want to understand what's happening inside of your body, I'd love to meet you. We'll go much deeper than I can go on a short podcast episode. Admission is completely free, but please reserve your spot so that we can have enough food because, yes, I will be feeding you. If you've ever listened to any of our episodes that I've done with Michelle and these food swaps, she will be bringing some special treats for us. You'll find the event registration link in today's show notes. So let's jump in. As a registered nurse for over 20 years, one thing I've always learned is this: your body is talking to you every single day. The question is, have you learned its language? So often we treat symptoms as inconveniences. We cover them up, we ignore them, or assume they're just a part of getting older. But what if they're clues? Not every symptom means insulin resistance. Not every symptom is caused by blood sugar. But sometimes your body is giving you valuable information that deserves a closer look. Here's my story, y'all. Several years after changing the way I ate, I was feeling fantastic. I had a clear mind, great energy, no brain fog. Then one day, I went into my mom's room. And if you know my mom, she loves her sweets and snacks. I looked over, I saw a can of innocent looking Pringles. I thought, eh, I'll just have a few. Have you ever said that? Well, that few turned into about 20, and I'm probably being conservative there. Within a short time, my eyes started itching, my skin started itching, even y'all, I'm sorry to say this, but my private part started itching. Immediately, my mind went to where it always go. Maybe it's my detergent, maybe it's my soap, or it could just be allergies. Then I stopped. Nothing had changed except for one thing: what I had eaten. And I remember thinking, I just performed a science experiment on myself. Then I realized something. When you remove ultra processed foods for a while, your body becomes much easier to hear. Sometimes we don't recognize our symptoms because we've lived with them for so long. And listen, I've been coaching somebody live on the air named Lewis. Our last show, he talked about how he can hear even the voice of the Lord clear because he's been following this way and getting rid of things out of his body. And he's just amazed. All the things that he said, that helped him. I looked at him like, I do this because I want to see. My goal is to reverse 1 million type 2 diabetes in my lifetime. And I know that people can get better when they follow the plan. But every time I coach someone and I see the results that go beyond weight loss, I am in amazement. I'm just like, thank you, Jesus. This person has their life back. And that's literally what they say. Anyhow, let's get back into it. Sign number one, itchy skin. Let's start with the one thing that surprised me most. Could itchy skin be related to blood sugar? Sometimes, yes. And here's why. When your blood sugar stays elevated for long periods of time, it can contribute to inflammation and affect circulation. High glucose levels can also encourage yeast overgrowth, especially in warm, moist areas of the body, which is why some people experience itching in their private areas. Again, there's many causes of itching, but if it's happening especially alongside other metabolic symptoms, it's worth having a conversation with your healthcare provider. Your skin may be telling part of the story. Sign number two, anxiety, irritability, or feeling hangry. We all know that hangry feeling, right? Have you ever gone too long without eating and suddenly felt shaky? Your heart races, you get irritable, you can't think straight. Sometimes it's more than being hungry. When your blood sugar rises quickly and then drops rapidly, your body releases stress hormones and adrenaline and cortisol to help bring the sugar back up. These hormones can make you feel anxious or panicky. For some people, stabilizing blood sugar also helps stabilize how they feel throughout the day. Sign number three, brain fog and memory problems. This was my wake up call. Your brain uses an incredible amount of energy. Insulin isn't just important in your muscles, it also supports normal brain function. Researchers are actively studying how insulin resistance may affect the brain and why ketones can serve as an alternate fuel under certain conditions. We'll dedicate a whole episode to that because this is one of my favorite topics. But I can tell you from experience, when my brain began getting what it needed, I finally realized how much I had been missing. And also, y'all, when I heard that dementia could be considered the type 3 diabetes in many of the scientists and doctor circles, that was why I went deeper. I'm like, wait, wait, wait. All of these things cleared up, including now you're telling me that type 3 diabetes is a thing. Doctors are calling this dementia. Oh, no. And so I have to get the word out. I have to share because of that very reason. Sign number four, vision changes. Have you ever noticed that your vision seems different after your blood sugar has been running low or high? Here's the simple explanation. The lens inside of your eye can change shape as glucose levels change. You heard me right. I know you heard of all the other things, but your lens can actually change shape because of the pressure and everything in your eyes. And that can temporarily affect how clearly you see. Again, blurry vision has many possible causes, but it is one more reason to know your blood sugar numbers instead of guessing. Sign number five, cravings that feel impossible to control. Let's go back to those Pringles for a second. I honestly believed I was only going to eat three or four. Then suddenly, 20? That wasn't simply about willpower. Food manufacturers study something called the bliss point, the perfect combination of salt, fat, texture, and flavor that keeps you reaching back into the bag. They want us addicted. Then add the blood sugar swings on top of that, and the cravings become even stronger. We're going to do an entire episode on the bliss point in ultra processed foods because once you understand it, you'll never look at processed foods and snacks the same way again. Y'all ready to do a challenge? Let's do a challenge. This week, I don't want you to become perfect. I want you to become curious. Be a little detective of your own body. If you choose to have a dessert, eat pizza, have chips, or enjoy vacation food, don't just watch the scale. Ask yourself, how was my energy? Did I sleep well? Did my joints hurt more? Was my vision different? Did I start itching? Was I craving more? How was my mood? What happened to my blood sugar? Your body is constantly collecting data. Start paying attention to it. You may be surprised what you discover. In Psalms 139, it tells us we are fearfully and wonderfully made. The more I study physiology, you've heard me say this recently in my episodes, I am in awe of God's design. Our bodies don't always yell at us and say, hey, something's going on. But the small little clues that we get, they're the whispers. And the question is, are we listening? I believe seeking wisdom includes learning how incredible the body works that God gave us, because understanding leads to stewardship. And stewardship allows us to better serve the people God has called us to love. That's powerful. He wants us to love people, but are we even loving our own bodies well? Think about that for a moment. So before we go, I'd love to invite you one more time to my free seminar, Could Your Diabetes Be Reversible? Sunday, July 12th at the Alafaya Branch Library in Orlando, Florida. We'll also be streaming it on TaShawn Davis RN on the Facebook. Reserve your free seating through the Eventbrite link linked in the show notes. And one more thing. July marks my 1 year anniversary of my books, Uproot the Craving and Sugar Deception. Sugar Deception is in August. But if those books have helped you understand your body or encourage someone you love, would you celebrate with me in leaving a review? I just want to give a quick, I know the episode is getting kind of long, but someone emailed me and told me that they had sugar take over them because their brother had passed away. They brought my book, and within a month, they said the sugar cravings were gone. They were reading their Bible more, and it changed their life. Y'all, I cannot think of a better way to honor my 1 year anniversary with these books. Your work is not in vain. It's your time, it's your season, and you are needed in this hour. So if this podcast has even helped you connect the dots, be sure to please leave a review. People need to know that there is hope. My goal is to reach 1 million people in my lifetime to reverse their type 2 diabetes and insulin resistance. Until next time, God bless. Alrighty, my friend, if this episode has helped you understand your body a little bit better and helped you have the confidence to make better informed healthcare decisions, share it with someone you know who may be struggling with sugar cravings, brain fog, or fatigue, because they may not even realize that blood sugar could be the reason. And also leave a review because it really helps more people find this. Remember, the goal is to reverse 1 million type 2 diabetes in my lifetime. And as always, I want to remind you the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. And some people are fighting every day just to have the health and energy to live their everyday life that they were called to live. So I am praying for your health. I am praying for your strength. And I'll see you in the next episode.